Yo, what's good, Laker Nation? Sit down. Right now. Drop everything. Because what Shams Charania just said 47 minutes ago on ESPN, literally interrupting the middle of the NBA Today broadcast, is the biggest Lakers news of the entire 2026-27 season. And I mean it. Shams Charania walked onto the ESPN set at 11:23 a.m. Pacific time this morning, cut off co-host Malika Andrews mid-sentence, and delivered a bombshell trade breaking that has already shaken the entire Western Conference. Shams Charania officially reported, with sources, with framework details, with contract specifics, that Domantas Sabonis has been traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Yes, you heard me right, Domantas Sabonis, 3-time NBA All-Star, 2-time third-team All-NBA, the 30-year-old best passing big man in the entire league, is now a member of the Los Angeles Lakers, and this changes everything about the Lakers championship window in the post-LeBron era. Let me walk you through every single detail Shams just reported, because if you're a Lakers fan, this is the moment your franchise officially became the favorite in the Western Conference. Everything, every single game, every playoff seed, every championship prediction just got rewritten. Hey, real quick before we get into all the details, that like button is literally what pushes this video to every Lakers fan in America. Takes 1 second, makes a massive difference for the channel. Smash it right now. Every single like matters. Hit it now. Here's exactly what Shams Charania reported, and I'm going to give you the direct quotes verbatim because every single word matters. Shams walked into that ESPN studio at 11:23 a.m. Pacific, immediately raised his hand to cut off Malika Andrews' segment, and he said, "Malika, I'm sorry to interrupt. I have a major trade to report right now. The Los Angeles Lakers and the Sacramento Kings have agreed on a blockbuster trade. Domantas Sabonis is being traded to the Lakers." Then Malika Andrews' mouth actually fell open on camera. You could see it. She said, "Shams, are you serious right now?" And Shams said, "Deadly serious. Sources confirmed. I want to give you the framework live." And here's the framework that Shams reported. This is the actual deal. Los Angeles gets Domantas Sabonis and Malik Monk from Sacramento. Sacramento receives Rui Hachimura, Gabe Vincent, Dalton Knecht, the Lakers 2028 first-round pick unprotected, the Lakers 2030 first-round pick top 4 protected, and a 2029 pick swap with the Lakers. Additionally, Sacramento receives approximately $20 million in trade exception space. That's the deal. That's what Shams just reported. 2 players and 3 future draft assets for the Kings' 30-year-old All-Star center and their sharpshooter combo guard. And every single Lakers fan just tried to process what this means in real time. Let me contextualize this for you, because you have to understand why this trade is possible right now. The Sacramento Kings finished last season 22-60. That's the second worst record in the entire Western Conference. Their attempts to rebuild through the draft resulted in the 7th overall pick, which they used on rookie point guard Darius Acuff Jr. out of Michigan. Meanwhile, Domantas Sabonis was limited to just 19 games in the 2025-26 season after undergoing surgery to repair a torn left meniscus in his knee. When he did play, he averaged 15.8 points, 11.4 rebounds, and 4.1 assists on 54.3% shooting. Those are down numbers for him because Sabonis in the 3 seasons before his injury year averaged 19.2 points, 13.1 rebounds, and 6.9 assists on 59% shooting. That's a top 10 offensive center in the entire NBA. That's what the Lakers are getting back if Sabonis returns to full health. The Kings had been trying to trade Sabonis for months. Shams himself, along with Sam Amick of The Athletic, reported earlier this offseason that trade discussions had happened with the Toronto Raptors, the Detroit Pistons, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Boston Celtics. All of those talks fell apart. The Raptors' talks got closest, a Sabonis for RJ Barrett framework, but Toronto couldn't move Jakob Poeltl's contract to make the salary work, and Sabonis, according to a source with knowledge of the situation reported by Anthony Slater, would have welcomed the move to Toronto, so the willingness was there. Meanwhile, Sacramento's new GM Scott Perry has been publicly patient, refusing to trade Sabonis just to trade him. But apparently, this morning, the Lakers offered a package that Perry couldn't refuse, and that package was 2 usable NBA players plus 3 future draft assets, which is exactly the kind of player return, not just picks framework that Perry had been publicly demanding all summer. Now let me tell you why this trade is a masterstroke for the Los Angeles Lakers, because on paper, this changes the entire identity of the team. Luka Doncic is 27 years old, entering the prime of his career, one of the top 3 offensive players in the entire NBA. Austin Reeves is 27 years old, coming off a career year where he averaged 20 to 6 assists. Rui Hachimura is going to Sacramento, but the Lakers are keeping their core intact around Luka and Reeves. Now imagine putting Domantas Sabonis at the 5 next to Luka Doncic in the pick and roll. Sabonis is the best screen and roll big man in the entire NBA. When healthy, he draws double teams. He kicks out to shooters. He hands off to guards. He's a passing hub at 6'11". That is the exact complementary piece Luka Doncic has needed since he was drafted in 2018. Luka has never had a healthy elite center to play with. Now he has one. That is going to unlock offensive possibilities that we haven't seen in the modern NBA. And it's not just Sabonis, because in this trade, the Lakers also got Malik Monk. Malik Monk averaged 17.2 points and 5.6 assists for the Kings last season. He shot 40% from 3. He's a 6'3" combo guard who can create his own shot in the mid-range and score off the bench. And here's the critical detail. Monk played for the Lakers in the 2021-22 season. He knows the market. He knows the fan base. He's returning to a city he already loves. And he becomes the best backup guard on the Lakers roster. Adding Sabonis and Monk in the same trade is a massive double upgrade. Not just at one position, at 2. Now here's the other side of the trade that Shams reported. Sacramento is getting 3 players in return. Rui Hachimura, the 28-year-old Japanese forward who averaged 13.1 points on 51% shooting for the Lakers last season. He's on a manageable contract, and he's a solid rotation player. Gabe Vincent, the veteran defensive guard the Lakers signed away from the Miami Heat in 2023. He's been a solid veteran presence, but is coming off a down season. And Dalton Knecht, the sharpshooting rookie sensation the Lakers took in the first round of the 2024 draft. Knecht is 25 years old, on a cheap rookie contract, and averaged 14.8 points as a sophomore last year. That's the actual player return. Plus 3 draft assets. And this is where the deal gets financially interesting for Sacramento. The Lakers' 2028 first-round pick is unprotected. That means whatever it is, Sacramento gets it. If Luka Doncic gets hurt during the 2027-28 season and the Lakers finish 2062, that pick could be a top 5 pick. That's real long-term value. Then Sacramento also gets a top 4 protected 2030 first-round pick and a 2029 swap. That's 3 draft-related assets that Scott Perry can use to build his youth movement around Darius Acuff Jr. and the young Kings core. Let me tell you the reaction from around the NBA, because Stephen A. Smith went on his own ESPN show, The Stephen A. Smith Show, 15 minutes after Shams broke the news. And Stephen A's reaction, I have to say, was one of the most emotional moments I've seen from him this year. Stephen A said, and I'm quoting directly, "The Los Angeles Lakers just won the Western Conference. They just won the Western Conference in August. Are you serious right now? Domantas Sabonis next to Luka Doncic. That's a top 3 offense in the NBA immediately." That is Nikola Jokic level passing at the center position paired with the best offensive player under 30 in the entire league. Cooper Flagg has to sit and watch this. Victor Wembanyama has to sit and watch this. The Oklahoma City Thunder have to sit and watch this. Rob Pelinka just pulled off the trade of the entire summer, and I'm not even being dramatic about it. The Lakers just became the favorites in the West. Bank on it. That is Stephen A. Smith declaring the Lakers the favorites in the Western Conference. On the record, on live television, less than 1 hour after the trade was announced. And here's the thing, Stephen A is not wrong, because if you look at the roster now, Luka Doncic at the point, Austin Reeves at the 2, Rui Hachimura is gone, but they can start their young wing at the 3, LeBron is gone, so the 4 is open for competition, and Sabonis at the 5. That is an elite offensive starting 5. Elite. And with Malik Monk running the second unit, the Lakers just went from being a first-round exit team to being a legitimate NBA Finals contender. But the questions remain, and I want to be honest with you, Laker Nation, because I care about your emotional investment in this team. Question 1, Sabonis' health. He played only 19 games last season. He had major knee surgery in February. Is he going to be able to play a full 82 games in 2026-27? That's a real question. The good news, Sabonis had a full offseason to rehab. He's a physical specimen, and the Lakers training staff is one of the best in the league, so there's every reason to believe he'll be healthy for the season, but there's also every reason to worry that any 30-year-old center coming off major knee surgery might have setbacks. That's the injury risk. Question 2, defense. Domantas Sabonis is not a rim protector. He's a defensive rebounder and a positional defender, but he's not a shot blocker. And Luka Doncic is not exactly a lockdown perimeter defender, so who protects the paint in this defense? The Lakers still have their young wings, and they can build a scheme around Sabonis Doncic that hides both of their defensive weaknesses. But defensively, this team is going to have to be scheme-focused, not talent-focused. That's a real coaching challenge for JJ Redick, and one that's going to define whether this team wins a championship or gets bounced in the second round. Question 3, the draft picks the Lakers gave up. Losing an unprotected 2028 first-round pick is a big deal. If Luka Doncic gets injured, if this team has a down year in 2027-28, that pick could be top 10. That's a franchise-altering asset the Lakers just traded away. Rob Pelinka is essentially betting the future on this team winning a championship in the next 3 years. If they don't, the Lakers are going to be paying the price of these picks for a long time. That's the gamble. Now, let me give you my analysis, because this is huge. Rob Pelinka just did 4 things in one trade. Number 1, he acquired the best passing big man in the NBA to pair with Luka Doncic. Number 2, he added a proven backup guard in Malik Monk without giving up any of his core young players. Number 3, he sent out a package that Sacramento actually wanted, which is why the deal got done when so many others fell apart. Number 4, he set up the Lakers for a legitimate championship push in the 2026-27 season. That is a Hall of Fame general manager performance. Every single Lakers fan should be thanking Rob Pelinka right now. But let me also be clear-eyed. Because Rob Pelinka just made this move in a Western Conference that is brutal. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the defending Western Conference champions. The San Antonio Spurs have Victor Wembanyama. The Denver Nuggets still have Nikola Jokic. The Houston Rockets have Kevin Durant. The Los Angeles Clippers have James Harden and Kawhi Leonard. That's 5 legitimate contenders in the West before you add the Lakers. And now the Lakers are adding a healthy Sabonis to their core. So the Western Conference is going to be an absolute bloodbath in 2026-27, but the Lakers just gave themselves a real seat at the table, and that's more than we could say 24 hours ago. Laker Nation, I need your energy in the comments right now. Was this the right trade for the Lakers? Is Rob Pelinka giving up too many picks? Do you trust Sabonis' knee to hold up for 82 games? Do you think Luka and Sabonis together are the best passing front court in the NBA? And the biggest question of all, with Sabonis added, is your Lakers championship prediction now top 4 in the West? Or are you still worried about OKC and San Antonio? Drop your prediction below. Smash that like, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for max notifications, because when this Lakers season starts, I'm going to be live for every single game analysis. Laker Nation forever, purple and gold.